Horses are now on the track and on parade for the first race of the afternoon. Number 1 is Lady in Paradise, owned by Dave and Craig Carey and Ron Garland. Dave Carey driving. Carl Eisner drives the 2, John Snow, for the Salzburg Stables, and Michael McKenzie. Bob and Jeff Skinner, the owners. Danny Romo driving. Number 3, Ava Jeanski. 4 is Jonas Starr with Ernie Laffin up for Neil Mouse. Put it on the card is the 5, owned by Steve Morton. Robert Laffin drives. Mama Tried from post 6 gets Kirk Paris for Chris Davis. 4 Stars Hold'em is the 7, Dale Spence will drive for owner Sarah Bruce. And the 8 is Western Scott, owned by Arlene Gillis and Logan Laffin with Paul Angel in the sulky. Post time for the first in 6 minutes. Final call for wagering on the first race, 1 minute. It's post time for the first race. The entries are lining up behind the Home Hardware Building Center starting gate. First race of the afternoon, top of the stretch, has Lady in Paradise, John Snow, Eva Jeanski, Jonas Starr putting on the card. Mama Tried, 4 Stars Hold'em, and Western Scott. They're off and pacing from the outside. 4 Stars Hold'em, along with Jonas Starr, and down at the rail is Lady in Paradise. Also driving out is Eva Jeanski. Eva Jeanski takes a tuck in the pocket on the inside, and getting away third, John Snow up on the outside and continuing on. That is Jonas Starr now third as they move into the backstretch. Caught wide, 4 Stars Hold'em is fourth. John Snow fifth at the rail. Next in line sixth is Mama Tried. Then we go back to Western Scott, and at the back of the field is Put It on the Card. They continue on past the opening quarter. Out front, it's Lady in Paradise showing the way, leading it by a length and a quarter, sitting tight up in the pocket. That is Eva Jeanski. Next in line from 3 is Jonas Starr. Holding down the 4 spot is 4 Stars Hold'em. Then racing in 5, John Snow. Starting up on the outside, here comes Western Scott, uncovered into 5 as they round the top turn. 31-1 was the quarter. They travel in front of us now for the first time as they approach the half. And it's Lady in Paradise in control. Out of the pocket comes Eva Jeanski now to challenge as they race into the lower turn. A gap out third. That's Jonas Starr. Outside in 4. That's Western Scott. To the outside from 5 goes 4 Stars Hold'em. Then Put It on the Card. Outside with cover in 6. John Snow is racing as 7. As they move into the backstretch, heading on to the three-quarter mile mark, Ava Jinski has taken over. Lady in Paradise now second with Western Scott within striking range third. Inside racing fourth is Jonah Starr. Then on the outside, 4 Stars Hold'em is pacing in 5. They arrive at three-quarters. Ava Jinski the one to catch. Lady in Paradise second. Western Scott outside third. Up into contention now into 4 as they race on to the 7/8. Is John Snow, but it's Ava Jinski by 2.5. Inside, Lady in Paradise second, Western Scott third. Into contention, 3 wide fourth. Comes John Snow, 133 and 4 3/4. They turn down the stretch now for the final time. Ava Jinski, Lady in Paradise, the outside closing in is John Snow, but it's Ava Jinski, and Ava Jinski will prevail. Up for second is John Snow, third, Lady in Paradise. Back in victory lane, the winner of race 1, number 3, Ava Jinski, 3-year-old black filly by Western Paradise of the drop-off dam, Woodmere Teardrop, owned by Bob and Jeff Skinner, trained and driven by Danny Romo. Ava Jinski with a maiden mark of 2:04 and 4/5. Race 1 is now official. 1 Lady in Paradise third, 2 John Snow was second, 3 Ava Jeanski the winner, 4 Jonah Star 7, 5 Put It On the Card was 8th, 6 Mullen Tried 5th, 7 Four Stars Hold'em 6, 8 Western Scott 4th. Fractions 31 and 1, 103 and 2, 133 and 4 the mile, and 204 and 4/5. Top down your card should read 321 78564. 321 try in the first race, $39.90. The 3-2 exactor, $22 even. No winning superfectas were sold in race 1. The carryover at $13.35. Coming up in races 2 and 3, the early doubles. Second race, no changes. Third race, number 2, Moramapo. Hobbles extended 1 inch. Post time for the second race in 7 minutes. Horses now coming onto the racetrack for the second race. Number 1 is PH Powerful, Mark Webby driving for Hugh McKay. Beach Fighter A from post 2 gets Dale Spence for owner Debbie Ellis. Don Ellis Abbott and Donnie Ellis the owners. Darren Crow driving, number 3 Center Stage G. The 4 is Dinger 2, Henry Smallwood driving for owner Sherry McKinnon. Kerry Saunders owns the 5, Jerry's Beach, Ernie laughing at the lines. Kirk Paris will drive from post 6, Dusty Lane Mickey, Miss Vicky for owner Steve Morton. The 7 Always Reese, owned by Andrea and Ryder Matthews Renison, Walter Cheveria. And the 8 is Glenview Natalie, Paul Angel for Adam Johnson. Post time for the second in 5 minutes. Less than 3 minutes, less than 3. Less than 1 minute, last call at the windows. It's second race post time. Home Hardware Building Center starting gate is in motion. Second race, top of the stretch, has PH Powerful. Beach Fighter A, center stage G, Dinger 2, Jerry's Beach, Dusty Lane, Ms. Vicky. Always Reese and Glenview Natalie. They're off and pacing. Beach Fighter A, quick off the gate, looking to grab the early lead out the rail. PH Powerful comes away second, crossing over and looking for a tuck third. That's Dinger 2, unhurried fourth is center stage G. On the lemon racing in 5 is Dusty Lane, Ms. Vicky. Inside and traveling sixth is Jerry's Beach. Then we go back in 7 and find Always Reese. The early trailer is Glenview Natalie. Through the backstretch for the first time as they arrive at the opening quarter. And that's Beach Fighter A has the lead by a length and a quarter. In the pocket is PH Powerful. Then Digger 2 is next in line third. Gapping out fourth is center stage G. Parked to the outside is Dusty Lane Miss Vicky from 5. Along the inside, traveling in 6 as they continue off the top turn is Jerry's Beach. To the outside, there goes Always Race from 7. And Glenview Natalie can see them all as they round the top turn. 28 and 4 was the quarter. They race in front of us as they approach the halfway marker. And it is Beach Fighter A still in control, a length and a quarter outside. And now mounting the first over challenge is Dinger 2 second. At the rail third is PH Powerful. Looking at it from 4 is center stage G. Still parked out Dusty Lane, Miss Vicky. Jerry's Beach dropped at the rail. They continue into the backstretch. The half in 1 minute flat. They approach the 3/4 mile mark now. And it's Beach Fighter A under pressure from the first over attacker, Dinger 2. On the inside, PH Powerful getting a perfect journey in the pocket third. Then still gapped out is center stage G racing fourth. Outside from 5, that's Always Reese. Sixth and moving off the rail is Jerry's Beach. Then Glenview Natalie and Dusty Lane, Miss Vicky now trails the field. They race now to the 7/8. 1:30 and 3 was the 3/4. That is Beach Fighter A, a length and a half to lead. PH Powerful reclaims second. Dinger 2 is all done third as they round the top turn and straighten out for the stretch drive. They're in pursuit of Beach Fighter A. To the outside goes PH Powerful. Beach Fighter A, here comes PH Powerful after the pocket journey, and PH Powerful busts on by to win it. Second is Beach Fighter A up for third. That's center stage G. Now fighting back in victory lane, the second race winner, number 1 PH Powerful, 9-year-old Brown Daughter by Liz Barra. Owned and trained by Hugh McKay and driven to victory by Mark Webby. PH Powerful pacing the mile in 2:02 flat. Draw your attention now to Victory Lane. Pam McKenzie, equine consultant for Clarence's Farm Services Limited, making the hot horse and cool driver presentations for the past 6 months here at Truro Raceway. Back in May, the hot horse was Stature Sealster owned by the CC Stables, and the cool driver for May was Darren Crow. In June, Miss Sangria and Montreal Phil tied for the hot horse. Miss Sangria owned by Ryder Matthews, Renison and Andrea Renison, and Don Ellis and Jeff Ellis, the owners of Montreal Phil. Again, the cool driver for June was Darren Crow. In July, Miss Sangria right back to win the Hot Horse Award, and the driver for July was Paul Langell. In August, Montreal Phil was the winner, all by Don Ellis and Jeff Ellis, the winner of the Hot Horse, and the cool driver once again in August was Paul Langell. September, Montreal Phil right back again to win the Hot Horse Award, and the cool driver was once again Darren Crow in September. And in October, the Hot Horse Award went to Always Reese, owned by Andrea Renison and Ryder Matthews Renison, with the cool driver award in October going to Todd Trites. Here's how they finished in the second race. Number 1 PH Powerful, the winner. 2 Beachfighter A was second, 3 Center Stage G third, 4 Dinger 2, 6, 5 Jerry's Beach 7th, 6 Dusty Lane Miss Vicky was 8th, 7 Always Reese 5th, and 8 Glenview Natalie finished 4th. Fractions were 28 and 4, 1 minute, 1:30 and 3 in the mile, and 2:02 flat. Rechecking from the top, your card is 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 5, 4. 1, 2, 3 try in the second race, $60.30. The 1, 2 exactor, $22.30. Third race coming up, number 2 Borobapo, extending the hubbles 1 inch. Post time for the third in less than 8 minutes. Carl Eisner, contact the stand, please. Please note we have a late scratch here in the upcoming third race. Number 3, Jenny So Great, will not start. The entry is lame. The late scratch in the upcoming third. Scratch the 3, Jenny So Great. Now the starters for the third race. Number 1 is Pictonian's Derby, owned by Paisley McCollum. Bernard McCollum drives. Moramapo from post 2 against Steve Mason for Steve Downey. 3 is a late scratch for Mortal Kombat, owned by Ryder Matthews Runnison and Andrea Runnison, with Dale Spence at the controls. Kenny Parker Jr. driving 5. She's the Trouble, owned by Brent Boucher. Dave Suttle, Anthony Repschild, and Wallace Cameron, the owners. Kirk Perez driving. Number 6, Logan. All Country, the 7, Ernie Laughlin for Michelle Patrickin. And number 8, Mock Believe, is leased by Christina Gillis and Cody Softic, with Paul Angel in the sulky. Less than 5 minutes to post. Less than 3 minutes, less than 3. Less than 2 minutes. Less than a minute to post time. Home Hardware Building Center starting 8, moving up into position for the third race. It's post time. Race number 3 of the afternoon has Pictonian's Derby, Moramapo, Mortal Kombat, Chase the Trouble, Logan, All Country, and Mock Believe. They're off and pacing away quickly. Mortal Kombat from the outside. Logan is charging out, looking for the early lead. Down on the inside, Moralapo gets away, racing third, racing wide fourth. That's All Country. Fifth on the inside. On her it is Pictonian's Derby. Finding a seat, She's the Trouble from sixth. The early trailer, that's Mock Believe. They head into the backstretch for the first time as they continue on to the opening quarter. And up front is Mortal Kombat to dictate the early pace. Leads it by a length and a quarter. Logan is the pocket sitter. Next in line is All Country out of 3. Moramapo looks at it from 4. Holding down the 5 spot is Pictonian's Derby. Then She's the Trouble has only 1 beat, and that's Mock Believe in the early going as they race past the 3/8. The quarter was 28 and 1/5 second as they continue off the top turn. Unchallenged out front, it's Mortal Kombat. A length and a half the margin as they approach the halfway point. Logan is getting a pocket ride second. Next in line, All Country from 3. Moramapo is holding down the 4 spot. Then Pictonian's Derby from 5 to the outside. He's the Trouble in 6, and Mock Believe still trails into the lower turn. They head down to the 5/8. And up front, no change. It's still Mortal Kombat, a length and a half on Logan. Then on the inside, All Country is still sitting at the rail third. Gapped out, Moramapo racing in 4. The half, 58 and 4. They approach 3/4. Mortal Kombat, the one to catch, now clear by 2.5. At the rail second is Logan. Then All Country is third. Then a gap of some 5 lengths back to Moramapo. Pacing along in 4. Fifth inside, Pictonian's Derby. Then Mock Believe and She's the Trouble, 129 and 3/4. They have a length left to come as they move off the top turn. And Mortal Kombat is clear by 4.5, 5 as they turn down the lane for the final time. Up on the outside, All Country trying to overtake Logan as they drive down the lane. It's all Mortal Kombat gate to wire here in the third. Logan holding on for second. All Country is third. Back in victory lane, the third race winner, number 4, Mortal Kombat, 8-year-old son of Tell-All, by Andrea and rider Matthews Runnison. Trained by George Runnison, driven by Dale Spence. Mortal Kombat in 2 minutes and 4/5. Race 3 is official. 1 Pictonian's Derby 5th, 2 Moramampo 6th, 3 was scratched, 4 Mortal Kombat the winner, 5 She's the Trouble 7th, 6 Lolo Logan was 2nd, 7 All Country 3rd, 8 Mockbury 4th. Quarter 28 and 1, the half 58 and 4, 3 quarters and 1 29 and 3, the mile in 2 minutes and 4 fifths. From the top, 5 6 scratched, 1 7 2 3 4. 4-6-7 trying in the third race, $69.30. The 4-6 exacta returned $41.90. The early double 1-4 combination $16.20. No winning supers were sold in race 3. The carryover $18.25. Race 4 coming up. Number 2 Giant Slayer. Bridal change closed to open, hood with cups. Post time for the 4th in 7 minutes. Here are the starters in the 4th race. Number 1 is Global Sister. Dale Spence for Andrea and Ryder Matthews Runnison. Ian McDonald owns the 2 Giant Slayer. Kirk Paris at the lines. 3 is Brookdale Buster with Doug Polly Jr. driving. Doug Jr. owns with Doug Polly Sr. No Great Mischief is the 4, owned by Brian Thompson and Walter Chevrolet. Walter drives. Don Ellis Abbott and Jeff Ellis, the owners. Darren Crow, the driver of 5 Montreal Phil. 6 Eastern Exposure, Danny Romo for Jeff Skinner. No You Didn't Blue Chip is the 7. Mark Webby will catch drive for Dr. Jim Shive. Glenview Paisley is the 8, owned by Ron Harris, Dave Carey in the sulky. Post time in 5 minutes. Less than 2 minutes, less than 2 to post time. Final call, less than 1 minute left to wager on the 4th race. It's post time for the 4th race. Home Hardware Building Center starting gates now moving. Race 4 of the afternoon, top of the stretch, has Global Sealster, Giant Slayer, Brookdale Buster, No Great Mischief, Montreal Phil, Eastern Exposure. No, You Didn't Blue Chip, and Glenview Paisley. They're off and pacing. Montreal Phil is away quickly looking for the lead. Down at the rail is Global Sealster also driving out Giant Slayer. Montreal Phil takes the early lead. Giant Slayer comes away second. Inside Global Sealster is third. Then next in line from 4 as they enter the backstretch for time 1 is Brookdale Buster. Unhurried and grabbing a seat in 5 was No Great Mischief. Back there in 6 for Eastern Exposure. Followed 7th down the backstretch by No You Didn't Blue Chip and Glenview Paisley. is the 8th and trailing one. Single file as they arrive at the opening quarter, with Montreal Phil in control, leading at a length and a half. Giant Slayer sits in the garden spot. Next in line is Global Sister from 3. Looking at it fourth is Brookdale Buster. No Great Mischief is the 5th one. Starting up is Now You Didn't Bleach It from 6. Back in 7 as they continue off the top turn. That's Eastern Exposure, and still trailing is Glenview Paisley. The quarter 29 and 4. They race through the stretch as they approach the half, led by Montreal Phil. Giant Slayer getting a perfect journey second to the outside first over. As they race into the lower turn is Brookdale Buster 3rd. 4th inside is Global Sister. Following cover, No Great Mischief. On the outside is racing in 5. 6th and moving in the outside. No, You Didn't Bleach It. Then Eastern Exposure, Glenview Paisley at the back, the half, 101 and 1 into the backstretch as they head to 3/4. Montreal Phil opening up on the front is clear now by 4 open lengths. Outside and traveling second is Brookdale Buster, 3rd at the rail. That is Giant Slayer. No Great Mischief spotted second over in 4. They head now to the 7/8 led by Montreal Phil. No Great Mischief up on the outside is now in pursuit, second at the rail and racing 3rd. As they continue on past the 7/8 is Brookdale Buster, 130 and 2 3/4. Less than an 8 to come as they move off the top turn. Montreal Phil leads the way, but cutting into the lead. No Great Mischief is closing in on the outside. No Great Mischief, Montreal Phil. No Great Mischief on the outside. Up to win it. Second is Montreal Phil. Brookdale Buster is 3rd. Now back in the winner's enclosure is the 4th race winner, number 4, No Great Mischief, 7-year-old bay-gutted son of Better's Delight. Over Walter Chevrolet and Brian Thompson, trained and driven to victory by Walter. No Great Mischief, 2 minutes and 4/5. Fourth race is official. 1 Global Sealster 7th, 2 Giant Slayer 8th, 3 Brookdale Buster 3rd, 4 No Great Mischief the winner. 5 Montreal Phil was 2nd, 6 Eastern Exposure 5th, 7 No You Didn't Blue Chip 4th, 8 Glenview Paisley 6th. 29 and 4 the quarter, the half 101 and 1, 3 quarters and 130 and 2 in the mile in 2 minutes and 4 fifths. For the top, your card is 783, 12546. 453 try, it returned $28 even. The 4-5 exactor $970. There was no superfecta winning ticket sold. The carryover $40.75. Race 5 coming up. No changes in the 5th race. Post time in 8 minutes. The entries coming out of the racetrack and parading for the 5th race. Number 1 is Jasmo, owned by Gregory Francis, Ernie Laughlin driving. Doug Polly, Jr. and Sr., the owners of 2 Brookdale Gym, Jr. drives. Badlandia from post 3 has Darren Crow at the controls for Paula White. Monsieur d'Orléans is the 4, owned by Don Ellis Abbott with Walter Chevrolet catch driving. Dale Spence aboard the 5 Distinctive Rusty, owned by Andrea and Ryder Matthews Runnison. Leslie and Linda Parker own the 6 Putnam's New Year with Kenny Parker Jr. in the bike. Electric Sill, Paul Langell will drive for Andrea and Ryder Matthews Runnison. Danny Romo sits behind 8 Stars Above for Kurt Harper and Bria Harper. Post time for the 5th in less than 4 minutes. Only 2 minutes, 2 to post time. Final call for wagering, less than 1 minute. Fifth race starters lining up behind the Home Hardware Building Center starting gate. It's post time. Fifth race, top of the stretch, Jasmo, Brookdale Jim, Badlandia, Desert Orleans, Distinctive Rusty, Putnam's New Year, Electric Sill, and Stars Above. They're off with Distinctive Rusty quickly off the wings of the gate to challenge Jasmo for the early lead as they race into the lower turn. Brookdale Jim comes away in the 3 spot. Next in line, fourth. As they make their way by the opening 8th is Badlandia. Crossing over, Stars Above finds a gap at the rail in 5. On hurried 6 to Sir D'Orleans. Back in 7 is Putnam's New Year. And the early trailer, that's Electric Sill. Seating arrangements complete. Single file as they head past the quarter. They're led by Distinctive Rusty. Sitting in the pocket is Jasmo. Then tied up in 3 for Brookdale Jim. Badlandia holds down the 4 spot. Stars Above looks at it from 5. Back there in 6 is Desert Orleans. The 7th one as they make their way past the 3/8 is Putnam's New Year. And still trailing Electric Sill. 29 3/5 seconds was the opening quarter. They're led off the top turn and into the stretch for the first time by Distinctive Rusty. Staying in the pocket is Jasmo second, working uncovered third. That is Stars Above. Now pinned at the rail in 4 is Brookdale Jim. Out second over is Desert Orleans, racing in 5, 6th along the rail. Nowhere to go for Badlandia. Then racing in 7, Putnam's New Year. To the outside for the back goes Electric Sill. They were past the half in 1:01 and 2. Onto the backside, final time as they approach 3/4. It's still Distinctive Rusty with the lead. Now quickly on the outside. Coming to call is Stars Above. Inside is Jasmo in the pocket third. Getting a second over toe into contention now 4th. That is Desert Orleans off stride went Stars Above. That will affect Desert Orleans, who's gone off stride. They race now to the 7/8, and left on the lead is number 5, Distinctive Rusty, leading it by a length and a quarter. In the pocket second, and less than an 8 to come is Jasmo. Along the inside, Brookdale Jim now re-emerging third. On down the stretch they come, 1:32 and 1. Inquiry sign posted. It's Distinctive Rusty, Jasmo, Brookdale Jim on the outside. Distinctive Rusty will win it. Finishing second is Jasmo, third is Brookdale Jim. Inquiry underway here in the 5th. Inquiry in the 5th race. Judges looking at the break made by 8 Stars Above. Now back the fifth race winner, number 5, Distinctive Rusty, 7-year-old, Brown Sun by Rambaran. Owned by Andrea and Robert Matthews Renison, a training double for George Renison, driving double for Dale Spence, Distinctive Rusty, 2:01 and 4/5. Fifth race is official. 1 Jasmo second, 2 Brookdale Jim third, 3 Badlandia fifth, 4 Desir d'Orléans finished 8th, placed 7th. 5 Distinctive Rusty the winner. 6 Putnam's New Year fourth, 7 Electric Sill finished 7th, placed 6th, and 8 Stars Above finished 6th, placed 8th for causing interference to Desir d'Orléans while on a break. Top down after the placings, your card is 235-714-68. 29 and 3 was the quarter, the half in 101 and 2, 3/4 in 132 and 1, the mile 201 and 4. 5-1-2 try, $35, 5-1 exactor. 970, no winning supers were sold. The superfecta carryover, $44.85. Coming up in race 6, we have no changes to report in race 6. They go to the gate in 7 minutes. Here's the field for race 6. Number 1 is Flying Penelope, owned by Chuck Symes. Bernard McCollum drives. Fedora from post 2 against Paul Langell for Pam Moore. Steve Morton owns the 3 Elm Grove Matty. Kirk Paris in charge. Dale Spence for Donnie Ellis aboard 4 Rodden Golddigger. Robert Laughlin at the lines of 5 Salisbury Quick, owned by Cindy and Joey Green. Ian Banks, Sue Carroll, and Charles McDonald, the owners. Danny Romo, the driver of Sex Rockin' Party. Silver Hill King is the 7, owned by Don Ellis Abbott. Darren Crow driving. And Kenny Parker Jr. owns and drives number 8, Don't Stand in My Way. Post time in 4 minutes. Less than 3 minutes, less than 3. Less than 2 minutes to post time. Final call to make your selections on race 6, less than a minute. Home Hardware Building Center starting gate moving up into position for race 6. It's post time. Sixth race of the afternoon, Flying Penelope, Fedora, Elm Grove Matty, Rod and Gold Digger, Salisbury Quick, Rockin' Party, Silver Hill King, and Don't Stand in My Way. They're off and pacing away quickly. That's Rod and Gold Digger spreading out looking for the early lead on the inside. Elm Grove Matty away second. Outside third. That's Rockin' Party. Then unhurried fourth is Flying Penelope. Getting away in the 5 spot. That's Fedora. Followed in 6 by Salisbury Quick. Off stride went Rockin' Party. Into the backstretch. Time Wallace ahead to the opening quarter. Rod and Gold Digger out front leads the way. Is out there by 2. Second is Elm Grove Matty. Gapped out third is Flying Penelope. Then next in line is Fedora, looking at it from 4, holding down the 5 spot is Salisbury Quick, back there in 6 for Silver Hill King. Then Don't Stand in My Way, back down pacing, but gapped out and trailing is Rockin' Party. 29-2 was the opening quarter. Their single file as they check in at the 3/8, and out front leading the way is Rod and Gold Digger, out there by 2. Tracking along in the garden spot is Elm Grove Matty. Then back to Flying Penelope third. Starting up on the outside from 4 is Fedora. Followed fifth on the outside by Salisbury Quick. Moving third over in 6. That is Silver Hill King, back to Don't Stand in My Way, and gapped out of the back Rockin' Party. The half is 1 minute and 3/5 as they continue on to the backside for the final time. Rod and Gold Digger in control, still there by 2. Working first over is Fedora. Elm Grove Matty out the rail. Out second over is Salisbury Quick, now up into contention. Spotted second over in 4. Fifth along the rail is Flying Penelope. Outside 6th, Don't Stand in My Way. Then Silver Hill King is 7th. They arrive at 3/4, no change in the front end. Rod and Gold Digger still there. On the inside, Elm Grove Matty trying to stay with them second. Dropping back is Fedora, now third. The outside, Salisbury Quick 4th. They race past the 7/8, 3/4 in 1:31. Less than an 8 to come as they turn for home. And Rod and Gold Digger opening up in the front is clear by 4 as they turn down the lane. Final time, it's all Rod and Gold Digger here in the 6th race. Elm Grove Matty's going to hang in to finish second. Outside third is Salisbury Quick. Now back in victory lane, the winner of race 6, number 4, Groton Gold Digger, 11-year-old bay-gutted son of Western Maverick. Owned by Donnie Ellis, trained by Donnie. Dale Spence with his third winning drive of the afternoon. Groton Gold Digger, 2:01 2/5. There's an inquiry underway in race 6. Just looking at a possible pylon violation by 3 Elm Grove Matty past the 5/8. Inquiry underway in race 6. Judges have ruled that 3 Elm Grove Matty was in violation of the pylon rule. Did go inside of 3 consecutive pylons past the 5/8. Therefore, Elm Grove Matty, who finished second, will be placed 8th. Race 6 is official. 1 Flying Penelope finished 7th placed 6th. 2 Fedora finished 4th placed 3rd. 3 Home Grove Manny finished 2nd placed 8th. Racing inside 3 consecutive pot-ons. 4 Rodden Gold Digger the winner. 5 Salisbury Quick 3rd place 2nd. 6 Rockin' Party finished 8th place 7th. 7 Silver Hill King 6th placed 5th. And 8 Don't Stand in My Way 5th placed 4th. Fractions 29 and 2. A minute 3/5. 1:31 the mile. 2:01 and 2/5. From the top of your card is 6 after the placing, 638 12754. Triathlon in race 6, 4, 5 all returned 50-210. The 4 all exactors 12.50, and there was no winning superfecta sold. The carryover $52.80. Coming up in races 7 and 8, the late daily double. No 7th race changes. In the 8th race, 1 SF Razzmatazz. Bridle change open, hooded cups 2 closed. Post time for the 7th is less than 7 minutes. Here's the field for race 7. 1 Stature Sealster over the CC Stables. Kirk Paris driving. Heart and Soul, the 2. Walter Chevrolet for Roddy Farms Limited. Alan Jones, Norm Legier, the owners of 3 Rambling Lily. Danny Romo up. Steve Mason for Steve Downey on 4, Katie Overdrive. Rusty Roddy, the 5, Ernie Laughlin for Chantal Gillis and Dana Ghetto. The 6, Catch 22, on William Shearer, Sonny Seitman and Charlie Piper with Darren Crow in the bike. 7, Preceptor, Paul Langell driving. 4, Roseanne Langell. And Good Friday 3 is the 8 on Alice Abadones. Dale Spence will drive. Post time in 6 minutes. Less than 2 minutes, less than 2 to post time. Final call at the windows for race 7, less than 1 minute. Seventh race entry is now starting to move in behind the Home Hardware Building Center starting gate. It's post time. Race number 7 of the afternoon, Stature Sealster, Heart and Soul, Rambling Lily, Katie Overdrive, Rusty Roddy, Catch 22, Preceptor, and Good Friday 3. They're off and pacing with Heart and Soul getting away quickly to grab the early lead on the inside. Stature Sealster, outside Rambling Lily, and the far outside as they race into the turn is Good Friday 3. Off stride went Stature Sealster. They head by the opening 8th, and emerging with the lead, Heart and Soul. Outside, Rambling Lily is pressing on, now looking to take over on the inside, and finding room at the rail is Good Friday 3 third. Then Katie Overdrive looks at it from 4, back in 5 is Rusty Roddy. The 6th away was Catch 22, back in 7 Preceptor, and well back and trailing after the early miscue is Stature Sealster. They continue single file as they race to the 3/8, and Rambling Lily has taken charge. The quarter was 28 and 1/5 seconds. Sitting in the pocket now is Heart and Soul. To the outside goes Good Friday 3 from 3. Off the turn and into the stretch now as they approach the halfway point, and they're led by Rambling Lily. Now pressuring on the outside, that's Good Friday 3 second. In the pocket racing third, that's Heart and Soul. Out second over, Katie Overdrive from 4. 5th along the rail is Rusty Roddy, then Catch 22, followed by Preceptor and Stature Sealster. 59 and 2 was the half. They make their way onto the backside for the final time. Rambling Lily being pressured on the outside by Good Friday 3 as they race down the backstretch up into contention. Well spotted. Katie Overdrive is second over third. Inside locked up, Heart and Soul is pacing 4th. They arrive at 3/4. Good Friday 3 has taken over. Now out 3 high. That is Katie Overdrive looking for room in the center. Is Heart and Soul. Rambling Lily still there at the rail as they race now to the 7/8, a tight pack. As they make their way past the 7/8, 129 and 2, it's Good Friday 3. Katie Overdrive 3 wide. Far outside is Catch 22 as they are straight now for the stretch drive. Led home by Good Friday 3. Katie Overdrive far outside. Catch 22 in the passing lane. That is Rusty Riley who will get up to win it. Tight for second between Katie Overdrive and Good Friday 3. Back in the winner's enclosure, the 7th race winner, number 5, Rusty Roddy, 7-year-old chestnut gelded son of Blissful Hall. Owned by Chantel Gillis and Dana Ghetto. Trained by Paul Angel. Catch driven to victory by Ernie Laughlin. Rusty Roddy in 201. The winner in today's chase, the ace draw, was Wes Patrickin. Wes, if you could check with the race office. Also note here in the 7th race, number 4, Katie Overdrive, did go inside of 2 pylons in the first turn, however was forced to do so because of the break caused, or the interference caused by the break of 1 Stature Sealster. Race 7 is official. 1 Stature Sealster 8. 2 Heart and Soul 6. 3 Rabbiting Lily 7. 4 Katie Overdrive 2nd. 5 Rusty Roddy the winner. 6 Catch 22 4th. 7 Preceptor 5th. And 8 Good Friday 3 finished 3rd. Quarter 28 and 1. The half 59 and 2. 3 quarters and 1 29 and 2. And the mile 201 flat. Top down your card is 867 21453. 5-4 all try in race 7, $288.80. The 5 all exactors, $11.80. No winning super factors were sold. The carryover, $60.60. Eighth and final coming up, number 1 SF Razzmatazz, changing bridles, open hooded cups, 2 closed. Eighth and final goes to the gate in 8. Horses coming onto the racetrack and on parade for the 8th and final. Number 1 is SF Razzmatazz, owned by Mark and Barry Whidden, with Mark driving. Dale Spence will drive the 2 entries, Shadow Phil for owners Devon and Chuck O'Connor. Charlie Drummond from post 3 has Darren Crow in the seat for Lee Drummond. Mark Webby sits behind 4 I-47 for Roy Burton. Go with it, the 5, Gordy McCabe owns, Ernie Laughlin drives. Robbie Smallwood owns and drives number 6, NS Acadian. From post 7, Arizona Bucks gets Danny Romo for owner Phil Pinckney. And Pick and Scoop is the 8, owned by Don Anderson, Paul Angel at the controls. Post time in 6 minutes. less than 3 minutes. Final call to wager, less than 1 minute. Eighth race entry is now in behind the Home Hardware Building Center starting gate. It's post time. Eighth and final, top of the stretch, SF Razzmatazz, Shallow Phil, Charlie Drummond, I-47, Go With It, NS Acadian, Arizona Bucks, and Pick and Scoop. They're off and pacing. Shadow Phil away quickly to grab the lead from the outside. Arizona Bucks shooting out quickly. On the inside, SF Razzmatazz comes away third, followed by Charlie Drummond fourth. Finding a seat at the rail is I-47 from 5. And back to Go With It in 6th, 7th away is NS Acadian, the trailer Pick and Scoop. Through the back stretch, first time as they move to the quarter. Shadow Phil leads the way. A length and a half is the lead. Arizona Bucks sits in the garden spot. Next in line, SF Razzmatazz pacing in third. At the rail in four for Charlie Drummond. Next in line, I-47 looks at it from 5. Go with it. Now looks to the outside. In 6th, 7th at the rail is NS Acadian, and at the back that's Pick and Scoop. 29-1 was the opening quarter. Making their way off the top turn with Shadow Phil in control as they approach the halfway point. Now mounting the first overbid. That's SF Razzmatazz. Moving up alongside second. Inside a third. That is Arizona Bucks. Following cover on the rim. Charlie Drummond from 4. Fifth inside. Nowhere to go for I-47. Third over is Go With It in 6. 7th is NS Acadian. Pick and Scoop remains at the back. Into the back stretch now they head for the final time. A half, a minute, 1/5. Still led by Shadow Phil. 3 parts of the length on SF Razzmatazz. Locked up in the box is Arizona Bucks third. Spotted second over. Charlie Drummond in 4. Fifth along the rail for I-47. Then back to Go With It. Followed by NS Acadian and Pick and Scoop. They race to the 7/8 on the outside. Now taking over SF Razzmatazz. Has the lead. 3 parts of the length. Shadow Phil second. Arizona Bucks looks to get off the rail third. Gapping in the cover outside fourth is Charlie Drummond. They head off the top turn. 130 and 3/3. SF Razzmatazz. Shadow Phil fighting back along the rail. They straighten out for the stretch drive. SF Razzmatazz. Shadow Phil fighting back on the inside. Shadow Phil has regained the lead, and Shadow Phil rebuffs the challenge of SF Razzmatazz to win it by a length and a half. Arizona Bucks third. Back in victory lane for the 4th time this afternoon is Dale Spence, this time with Shadow Phil, a 4-year-old brown gelded son of Shadow Play, owned by Devin and Chuck O'Connor, trained by Devin O'Connor. Again, Dale Spence with his 4th winner. Shadow Phil, 2 minutes and 3/5. Race 8 is official. 1 SF Razzmatazz second. 2 Shadow Phil the winner. 3 Charlie Drummond 8. 4 I-47 was fourth. 5 Go With It fifth. 6 NS Acadian 6. 7 Arizona Bucks third, and 8 Pick and Scoop was seventh. 29 and 1 the quarter, the half a minute 1/5, 3/4 in 1:30 and 3 in the mile, 2 minutes and 3/5. Top down, your card is 218-456-37. 217 try in race 8, $459.40. The 2-1 exactor, $61.10. The late double paid in the 5-1 combination, $1 ticket, $15.65. No winning superfecta ticket sold in race 8. The superfecta carryover to next Sunday, $206.05. And don't forget to join us when racing action continues here at Truro Raceway next Sunday afternoon. Post time for the first is 1 p.m.